How to respectfully visit Buddhist temples. My 2 trips through Southeast Asia have one big thing in common: an obsession with visiting Buddhist temples. However, one thing I've noticed is that not everyone knows how to respectfully visit Buddhist temples. I've now visited over 100 temples, and although each temple is unique, the common courtesy for visiting is very much the same. I've seen varying degrees of disrespect, and I'm sure that much of it isn't intentional. So I thought I would put together a little guide on how to respectfully visit Buddhist temples. So to start, here's a little reminder about the Buddha. Buddhism is one of the major world religions. While the Buddha has become a lifestyle icon or piece of pop culture in much of the Western world, that is not the case in Southeast Asia. The Buddha is extremely respected and revered in these countries and should be treated as such. Making small faux pas like not knowing you shouldn't stand taller than a Buddha figure or point your foot at a figure is one thing. But people climbing on figures or putting their arm around figures or even exposing their bare bums in temples are not acceptable. So this is what I put together. Quick tips to respectfully visit Buddhist temples. Number 1. You have to take off your shoes and hats before entering any temple. It is disrespectful to wear these into temples. 2. You have to dress modestly. Shoulders and knees are to be covered. This is for both men and women. Also, women mustn't wear anything low cut. I've seen people asked to leave or not enter for this reason. I started to travel with elephant pants and a scarf of kimono in my backpack just in case I needed to quickly change when saw a temple I wanted to visit. So number 3, as I mentioned before, respect the Buddha. There are a few crucial things. You mustn't touch the Buddha, point your feet toward the Buddha, and stand taller than figures of the Buddha. Number 4, you need to show respect for monks as well. Monks are also very revered, and you mustn't touch them, especially females. And always try to stand lower than them. If you're planning to talk or to interact with them, dress appropriately. Ask for permission before getting in their face and photographing. There's no need to learn a local language. You can just simply point at the camera and you'll be able to tell if they're okay with it or not. Number 5, do not point. This may seem strange, but it is considered rude to point at anything with your index finger. If you wish to point something out, you have to do it with an open right hand and the palm up. The next one, you need to make sure photos are allowed. Before you start snapping pics, make sure that it is allowed. Also, even if they're allowed, be respectful. Remember, people in temples are practicing their beliefs. Ask for permission before taking photos of a devotee. Also, don't put your selfie or perfect IG pic over someone's personal experiences. Be generally respectful. Have your phone on silent. Don't eat in a temple. Don't have your headphones on. Do not smoke, etc. Greet monks with a bow. It is very customary that when a monk or nun passes or enters, You put your hands in front of you, palms together, and bow your head slightly. It's a sign of respect. I actually found myself doing this to most people. You mustn't point your feet at anyone. The Buddha and monks are the big no-no, but it's also seen as rude to the Buddhist in general, as it is the lowest and dirtiest part of your body. Women, in addition to not touching a monk, don't hand them anything directly. I learned this in Bangkok during a festival. I tried to give a monk some money for a blessing, and he tapped the table for me to set my money on it. It would also require a cleansing ritual. Remember, no PDA or public display of affection. It is very disrespectful to show affection in a temple or its grounds. Do not hold hands or kiss, etc. Respectfully visiting Buddhist temples is a huge part of traveling through Southeast Asia. It's a great experience to give an in-depth look into the culture. When you do it with respect, you open doors to an opportunity to have positive interactions with locals and learn something new. Thank you very much for listening.